Hello! Today we have 4 interesting words. The first interesting word is figurehead. Figurehead. Now what is a figurehead? Well, a figurehead is somebody who's considered important, or a leader, right? Figureheads in today's society would be people like Lance Armstrong, right? He's a biking figurehead, right? You could have a figurehead for chimpanzees, like Jane Goodall is a figurehead for chimpanzees. You could have a figurehead for democracy, which could be somebody like Ron Paul or Peter Schiff, or any of these people who are pro-democracy. Well, not democracy, more like free markets, for example. Okay, that is a figurehead. So how do you become a figurehead? You have to be very good at something, or trick other people into thinking that you're good at something. So, to be a figurehead, basically you just have to be popular. So you just work your way up, and you trick everybody into thinking that you're very good, and they start to believe that you're very good. That's just a figurehead, right? A spokesperson. A spokesperson is a person who works for the company, or the government, or whatever, who talks to everybody in the mass media. They go on television, they go on the internet, they go on radio, they go anywhere to talk about the company. And their only job, well, not their only job, but their only job as far as a spokesperson goes, is to talk about the company. Because company has to be very careful as to whether they tell other people information. So the spokesperson is careful. That's why they pick a spokesperson, rather than just have anyone talk about the company. Okay? So a spokesperson is different than a figurehead. A figurehead is just some kind of leader who's like some magical leader that everybody thinks is so good, right? Like Jesus is a figurehead, okay? Jesus is a figurehead. Now, who is this? A spokesperson. Jesus is not a spokesperson. A spokesperson is somebody who works for the company and speaks on behalf of the organization. Okay? Monitor. Monitor means to look and observe something. So, we're going to monitor the performance of an employee. So we look at the employee and see, okay, how much is he selling, you know? From month to month to month. How much is he selling? So we're monitoring performance. Or you can monitor a machine. Let's say we have a big machine. The big machine is grinding, right? So we want to monitor the machine, and we measure how much it's cutting. That's monitoring the machine. Okay? We can monitor our expenses. How much money are we spending? So we're going to look at every expense. Oh, we spent $100 on janitor, we spent $100 on paper, we spent $700 on photocopying, we spent $1,000 on food. Well, maybe we should get rid of that food expense, you know, to save $1,000. That's why we monitor the expenses. Okay? So that's monitor. We have liaison. Now this is a silly word. Liaison. Now what is a liaison? The government loves this word. All the time the government is saying, oh, we need a liaison to do something. What does a liaison do? All they do is they talk to people. That's all they do. But let's say we have a government and we have some animals, right? And these animals are protected by a group, right? So the government wants to talk to the animal group, but they don't want to talk directly. So what do? They hire a liaison, a man here. And his job is to talk to the government and talk to the animal people, okay? And that's only what his job is. And this liaison can also talk to, he can talk to employees, and he can talk to management, he can talk to government, he can talk to the animal people. He can talk to anyone. That's a liaison. A liaison is like a manager, but basically all he does is really just talk. So less managing, more talking. Okay? So let's do the review. A quick review. We got figurehead. A figurehead is a person who people think is really smart, or he's special and he's up there. Figurehead. Here's a spokesperson. A spokesperson is a person who talks on behalf of the company. A monitor means to watch performance, to see whether something's good or bad. And liaison means to talk with different groups.